Clearly, Lysa has a lot of responsibility in her life. From parenting to work and high up roles in multiple businesses, how does she find the time to balance everything? Is there a secret to having it all?
I guess you could say challenge, you could say opportunity, whichever you choose. But it's constant. Anyone that says to me they've just got it nailed, I'm really suspicious of. Maybe there are people out there that are incredible and have nailed it. I've been doing, my eldest daughter's 24, so I've been juggling work and kids for 24 years, and I've definitely not nailed it. And I still have weeks where I get it wrong. But I sleep at night because I do my best. I met someone last week actually, and they were like, "Oh my God, I've got one child and you've got four. How do you do that?" And I was like, "Well, it depends where you wanna. You can't be brilliant at everything, and you have to choose your levels." Yeah. And so for me, are my kids breathing? Are they fed? That's success. And anything beyond that, great, happy days. Mm-hmm. And I think my kids are pretty balanced. I've got a great relationship with them. Am I the person that is in the office till 10 o'clock every night? No, because I have a family to go home to. But I think I do what's required of me. I take my responsibilities seriously. Sometimes, I have to put in those hours because there might be something happening that just needs attention. And sometimes I want to go to my kids' sports day. And it's the yin and the yang, that's the balance for me. Mm. Do I go to every sports day? No. I've got four kids, so I just can't do that. Do I go to every single school concert? No. But I think I choose well in terms of the ones that really matter and the ones that are really important. And I've got a good open dialogue with my kids. And I'll say, is it really important that you want me to come to this one? Because if it is, I will do everything I can to get there. And I'm happy on those occasions to say at work, I can't do that meeting, guys, because this thing's really important and I'm going to go and do it. And, I'm not doing that week in, week out. So the balance kind of works.
Mm-hmm. I want to ask, you spent most of your career in the corporate world. What made you start your own beauty company?
Yeah. So
when did she find the time? That's what I want to know. Got to spare 10 minutes.
I don't sleep much. I think as a marketing person, you always have that creative bit inside you. And it's funny, whenever all the teams I've ever worked with, whatever business, whenever you're kind of in the bar sometime or on a kind of social thing chatting about life, and you say to people, if you weren't in marketing, what would you do? You generally find people want to build something. So they either say, I want to build a house, or I want to be a chef or a landscape gardener. Typically is something that's got a bit of creativity and something quite tangible. And I think it's because marketing isn't that tangible as a career. If you don't work in marketing, I mean, my parents still think my job is to write PowerPoint slides. They just don't really understand what I do.
Yeah.
So I think I've always had that kind of desire to create something. And it was actually when I was at Holland & Barrett, and we saw an emerging trend in the beauty sector. We had a few beauty products that were naturally, as a natural health retailer, that were natural products, no nasty ingredients. And we started to see that sector really grow. And obviously, Anita Roddick, Body Shop, was, infamous for her campaigning around, what you put on your skin. And we really started to get into that space, and we started to get a lot more customers come into the brand because of that. I got really curious about it and interested in it, and started to look at the science, and could see that pre and probiotics, the research was really showing this massive benefit between gut health and actually your overall health, but particularly skin health and brain health. And so I was like, okay, but why isn't anyone in the skincare world putting prebiotics in their moisturizers then and their supplements and putting it together? Because there was still quite a divide between people that buy supplements and people that buy skincare. And that was where the idea started. But that was 6 years ago, so it's taken me a while.
Okay.
But, I worked with a nutritionist to develop the product and the formulation for the product. I wanted to focus specifically on menopausal skin because there's not much out there. And over time, lockdown didn't help, if I'm honest, but over time, got the product developed and built, started to build the idea behind the business, brought some business partners on board, And together we've sort of created something that's now become real.